Israel is a tiny nation, but has an enormous impact worldwide and even plays a crucial role in the end times. The reason is simple. It is the God's chosen land, from ancient Egypt to the horrors of the Holocaust. God's hand has always been on his people. The Bible lays out his plans for Israel, and countless prophecies have come true. Now, what's next? There are speculations that a rapture prophecy has taken place in Israel. After World War II, Jewish people were scattered far from their homeland, and it seemed like they had lost their connection to Israel. But something incredible happened. On May 14, 1948, David Ben Gurion, the leader of the Jewish Agency, declared the establishment of the State of Israel. This event was predicted in the Old Testament books of Ezekiel, Jeremiah, and Isaiah, which contained prophecies about Israel's restoration. Hence, one prophecy was fulfilled. Also, one powerful prophecy is found in Ezekiel 36, verse 24, where God said, "I will take you out of the nations, gather you from all countries, and bring you back into your land." This ancient prediction spoke of God's plan to bring the scattered Jewish people back to their own land, where they would be his people, and he would be their God. In Jeremiah chapter 30, God reassured his people, saying, "The days are coming when I will bring my people Israel and Judah back from captivity and restore them to the land I gave their forefathers." This promise emphasized God's intention to gather his people, keep them safe, and guide them. These prophecies all focused on gathering the Jewish people from their exile and returning them to God's promised land. What is Israel now? Looking at Israel today, you can see how the ancient prophecies have come true. The promised land is now the home of the Jewish people. This shows us that God's promises endure through time, and the return of the Jewish people to their homeland fulfills these incredible ancient prophecies. But there's more to this story. Israel today faces a challenging climate with dry and humid conditions and barren lands. However, the people of Israel have achieved something remarkable. They've made abundance grow from what seemed like infertile soil. Israeli trees produce even more fruit than those in places like Russia. How do they accomplish this agricultural miracle? They believe in God's promise from Zechariah 8, verse 12, which says, "The seed will grow well, the vine will yield its fruit, the ground will produce its crops, and the heavens will drop their dew." So again, it may sound incredible, but God's promises unfold right before our eyes. The fulfillment of these ancient prophecies is truly wondrous to witness. One such prophecy spoken by the prophet Zechariah pertains to the current political situation in the Middle East. In Zechariah's prophecy in chapter 12, a significant event is foretold. It says, "I'm going to make Jerusalem a cup that sends all the surrounding peoples reeling. Judah will be besieged as well as Jerusalem. On that day when all the nations of the earth are gathered against her, I will make Jerusalem an immovable rock for all the nations. Anyone who tries to move it will hurt themselves." These ancient words speak of Jerusalem as a formidable force, standing strong even when facing difficulties. What is the role of Jerusalem in the fulfillment of these prophecies? Jerusalem plays a pivotal role in prophecies with Israel, bolstering advanced military technologies as its significance grows. In Zechariah chapter 12, verses 7 to 9, a prophecy foretells Jerusalem's preservation with the Lord safeguarding its inhabitants. Jerusalem's recognition as Israel's capital aligns with prophecy in Zechariah chapter 8, verse 3, emphasizing its spiritual importance. For Jews, Jerusalem holds deep spiritual significance marked by the presence of their temple, drawing visitors worldwide. Zechariah 8, verse 20 predicts nations seeking the Lord in Jerusalem. Spiritual restoration unfolds in Israel, fulfilling biblical prophecies. Joel chapter 2, verse 28. Prophecy about the outpouring of the Holy Spirit is fulfilled in the New Testament on Pentecost. It marked the start of a new era with the Holy Spirit's empowering, leading to the church's formation and the spread of the gospel. Romans chapter 11, verse 26 anticipates the salvation of Israel through God's deliverance. These prophecies shed light on Jerusalem's role in Israel's spiritual journey. Besides these prophecies, one of the recent rapture signs is the reconstruction of the Third Temple. The Third Temple is a special place people want to build in Jerusalem. It's more important than the old temples that got destroyed. Even though it hasn't been built yet, it's very important in Judaism, especially for Orthodox Jews. They believe it's the holiest place for them to worship. In the Hebrew Bible, the prophets wanted this new temple to be built when the Messiah came. Some Christians also think it's important for the end of the world. But there's a problem. The place where they want to build the Third Temple is also where Muslims have a special building called the Dome of the Rock. So there's a big argument about it. During the reconstruction, an ancient temple was discovered beneath Temple Mount. An unexpected discovery in 1927 changed people's beliefs about the Temple Mount site. A powerful earthquake damaged the Al-Aqsa Mosque. To fix it, the Muslim Waqf allowed some investigations in the area. Israeli archaeologists again studied hidden findings at the Temple Mount and examined tons of earth removed from the Temple Mount about 30. They found many small archaeological items that tell us more about Jerusalem's history. One of their discoveries was a Jewish mikveh, a ritual pool from the Second Temple era. It was probably used by Jews before going into the temple grounds. They also found many small items, the times of the First and Second Temples. Hamilton's findings included parts of a Byzantine mosaic beneath the mosque's floor. De Vera discovered mosaic stones, pieces of columns, and evidence of a Byzantine-era church from 324 to 603 HC in the earth, from the Temple Mount. These findings challenge what people used to think. They suggest that the Temple Mount wasn't empty during the Byzantine era and might have had structures like churches at that time. The Antichrist's role in the temple. In these prophecies, it is foretold that during this period, the Antichrist will deceitfully present himself as the Messiah of the Jews and will defile the temple. This alarming revelation is confirmed in 2 Thessalonians, where the Apostle Paul speaks of the man of lawlessness infiltrating the temple and proclaiming himself as. In chapter 2 of 2 Thessalonians, Paul's words resound, "Let no one deceive you in any way. For that day will not come unless the rebellion comes first, and the man of lawlessness is revealed, the son of destruction, who opposes and exalts himself against every so-called God or object of worship, so that he takes his seat in the temple of God, proclaiming himself to be God." Today, the location where the first temple once stood is occupied by the Dome of the Rock, a significant Muslim structure. In recent years, Islamic authorities officially denied the existence of a temple on these grounds. However, British archaeologist Robert Hamilton's meticulous excavations following the mosque's destruction in a 1927 earthquake revealed that the Al-Aqsa Mosque was initially used for Jewish ritual preparation for entering the temple. In light of these revelations, efforts are underway to build the Third Temple, marking the realization of a millennia-old prophecy. And with that, recently, a ceremony for the Third Temple has happened. A special water tradition involved priests, Levites, chants, dances, and music during this event. At Shiloh, they used a golden jug to gather water and return to the mountain's peak. There, they recreated an ancient temple altar and tools. The ceremony concluded with a special blessing and a 7-year ritual. Although the Torah, a holy book, doesn't prescribe this water ceremony, it's a cherished tradition regarded as a joyful holiday in the temple. It extended for 15 hours, continuing throughout the night into the next morning. Sukkot celebrations attracted participants from various nations, becoming an international day of worship. This water ceremony unfolded during the final 6 days of the Sukkot holiday, accompanied by wine pouring during the morning service. Kohanim carried spring water from the temple to the Shiloh spring at the base of Mount Moriah. Subsequently, 2 Kohanim ascended to the stone altar in the temple's inner courtyard, pour wine and water into designated openings as part of this ritual. What do you think of the prophecies unfolding in Israel? Comment below and subscribe for more.